after working for 3 weekends straight, I finally had the weekend off work. I was so excited. I was in a brand new city as a new travel nurse, and I was completely paralyzed by feelings of loneliness. I was 32, moving around the country every 3 months as a travel nurse. I was watching all of my friends from home move into new cities and create new communities of friends and have really fun weekend plans. And I was moving around and not knowing anybody and having no weekend plans. And I was laying in bed that weekend thinking, like, why did I choose this lifestyle? I don't know if this sounds familiar, but if it does, you're not alone. Travel nurses are frequently relocating. We are getting thrown into new environments, always the new person on the unit. And I feel like this is just a breeding ground for loneliness and isolation. So how do we combat that? For me, I feel like some of my favorite memories as a travel nurse were the times that I was able to embrace being in a new city and realizing that nobody knows me and I can be whoever I want. It was so liberating to go out for the day by myself and, take a cooking class or go to dinner solo. One time I was a travel nurse in Santa Barbara, California, and I decided that I wanted to get into tennis. It didn't go well, but I hired a tennis pro to give me private lessons. There I was out there in Southern California living my best tennis dreams. There were so many places where I ate at incredible restaurants by myself because I just started to realize it's better to do these things alone when I'm in this new city than sit at my apartment by myself for 3 months. So I had so many memorable meals by myself. I would make sure to take a book so I didn't feel too awkward. But also sometimes that actually cultivated really good relationships with servers or other people in the restaurants. I've really found throughout the years, 7 years to be exact, that while my feelings of loneliness never went away, I did get more comfortable doing things by myself and being solo, and I learned to really enjoy my own company. In fact, learning to enjoy my own company, I took a 5-month solo trip to Europe and Southeast Asia. And I don't think I would have done that had it not been for travel nursing because of the time off, but just the fact that I had been forced to be with myself a lot. I have done so many solo trips since then. Another really memorable one was going to Georgia, the country. I went for 1 month, and that is where the birthplace of wine is. That's where wine was created, was in Georgia. It also gave me the courage to book a solo trip to Paris, where I met my now fiance. So if that's not encouragement enough, I don't know what is. Here are some tips that I have for anyone, travel nurse or not, how to deal with loneliness and combat those feelings. First, learn to embrace solo activities. If you are a travel nurse in Hawaii, sign up for surf lessons. If you are a travel nurse in New York City, go to a Broadway show, sign up for cooking classes, dine out by yourself. Whatever your interests are, do it. And by doing these things, you have a higher chance of meeting and connecting with people that are like-minded as you outside of work. Second, I would tell you to attend community events. I think that one of my best friends as a travel nurse was Facebook. I would just get on and type in travel nurse Seattle, and so many groups would pop up. And that's a really good way to get to know other travel nurses in the area. There's also an app I know of called MedVenture app, and that was created by Nurses for Nurses. So just taking advantage of community events. Third, I would say don't forget who your friends and family are at home and make sure you're prioritizing them. Schedule phone dates, text, maybe even have somebody come out and visit you in your new city. And I think fourth is important to talk about is just realizing that therapy is there if you need it and always putting your mental health first. Never underestimate the power of therapy and a good cry session. I think that the main takeaway is that loneliness is part of the travel nurse journey, but you're not alone. And although you might be used to the feeling of feeling lonely, it doesn't always get easier. But You became a travel nurse for a reason, and I encourage you to try your best to get out there and experience your 3 months in your new city and make the most of it any way that you can. Think of this as a time in your life as an opportunity to, for personal growth and to make more meaningful connections or connect with someone that you would have never connected with back at home. If you're watching this and you have dealt with loneliness in the past, I would ask that you leave a comment, send some encouragement someone's way that is in a season of loneliness right now. Cheers.